Good evening, students, and I welcome you. Very important topic, as you can see on the screen, student. Very important topic is there intermolecular forces. Intermolecular forces. Why we are interested in studying, student, the intermolecular forces of attraction between the particles which make up the matter, if I say water is there, then you are saying water is H2O molecules. When I talk of a single water molecule, student, you know that there are covalent bonds between oxygen and hydrogen. There is a lone pair of the electron. But here I am talking of intermolecular forces. That means I am talking of, student, the forces of attraction and repulsion which are existing between these molecules. I hope you got my point, student, that what I am trying to tell you in this, student. For example, student, if I consider H2O molecule, you know, in H2O, we have drawn the Lewis structure like this. Tell me yes or no. Is it the Lewis
Yes,
structure
sir.
of H2O? This is a covalent bond between oxygen and hydrogen. This is also a covalent bond, and there are lone pair of electrons. Now I am talking intermolecular forces. Intermolecular forces means when I have collection of molecules. That means there are large number of H2O molecules. What I am talking, student, this molecule. There is a large collection of the molecules I am talking about. Large collection of the H2O molecules means there are large number of such molecules, student. You know, if I take 1 mole of water, if I take 18 grams of water, how many are there? 6.022 10 power 23 molecules of water. And what I am talking now, intermolecular forces. The forces which are, student, attractive or repulsive between these molecules. Now you will tell me why you want to study this, student. Because if I talk of a single molecule, student, or single particle, then you know what we have been discussing: atomic and physical properties, ionization energy, electronegativity, atomic radii, all these things, charge density, their shape, their polarity. Did we discuss in chemical bonding chapter? Yes or no? Tell me. What is the shape of the
Yes, sir.
H2O? What is the polarity, dipole moment? These properties were discussed for a single molecule. But students, when I talk of the water is a liquid. Am I talking of a single molecule, student, or I am talking of a collection of large number of molecules? What I'm talking, when I talk of the states of the particles, student, states of the matter, you are saying solid, liquid, or gas. Why will these molecules become solid, liquid, or gas, student? It is not a single molecule, it is a collection of large number of molecules. And because of the intermolecular forces of attraction are holding these particles together. What are holding these particles together? Intermolecular forces. There are also repulsive forces, there are also attractive forces between the molecules, and they will be deciding whether water will be a solid, a liquid, or a gas, student. So therefore, student, if we want to understand, also there is another thing called thermal energy. So when, if I have a single molecule of water, can you take bath with a single water molecule? Tell me. Can you take a bath with one single molecule of water? Nothing. It doesn't have any
No,
wettable
sir.
properties. But when you full a bucket of water, student, then you are taking a bath. Therefore, these are called macroscopic properties. These are called properties due to collection of large number of molecules. Therefore, students, if we want to understand the physical nature of the matter, student, then we must study the intermolecular forces. And we are saying intermolecular forces are the forces of attraction and repulsion between the interacting particles. Which are the interacting particles? You have atoms. Water is made up of what? There are two atoms of hydrogen, one atom of oxygen. And inside the atom, what you have? Positive protons inside the nucleus, and electrons are moving around the nucleus. Is it right or wrong?
Hmm.
So there are charges, student. And what will be the result in the charges? There will be electrostatic forces, which could be of attraction and repulsion. So when we are talking of intermolecular forces, student, that means we are talking the forces which are acting in between these molecules. I am not talking of the force which are holding these particles in one molecule like the covalent. So this term does not include electrostatic forces that exist between two oppositely charged ions and the forces that hold atoms of a molecule together, or covalent bonds. I'm not talking of these covalent bonds, student. I am talking forces within these molecules. Is it clear?
Hmm.
And mainly we will be discussing, student, attractive intermolecular forces. Attractive intermolecular forces.
So,
And these are called, student, Van der Waal was a scientist, student. These are given the name to honor the Van der Waal. We say these are Van der Waals forces. Van der Waals forces, student. In gas state also Van der Waal equation is there. Van der Waal forces in honor of Dutch scientist, student, Van der Waal 1837 to, who explained the deviation of real gases from the ideal behavior through these forces, student, through these uh, attractive intermolecular forces, through these um, intermolecular attractive forces. Is it clear that in this topic, in this lecture, student, I would be talking of inter-attractive forces which are holding these particles together, and what are the consequences, what type of properties will change, student, because of these intermolecular forces of attraction, that we will be studying in this chapter. That we will be studying in this chapter. So, students, I hope you understand that I will be talking of what type of inter attractive forces are there between these molecules. Clear? Yes or no? Fast. So
ah,
what
sir.
these forces I am talking about? Van der Waals forces. Is it okay? Yes or no? Tell
Ah,
me.
yes, sir.
Be with me, student. Keep your energy level high while attending the classes. Take notes. Note down important points with colored pen, students, and keep on interacting, answering questions, asking questions, and keep yourself motivated, keep yourself inspired. Pay attention, focus, concentrate on the topic so that we understand. Our purpose is to understand, student. There is nothing to rattabaji, mogging. So intermolecular forces of attraction I am talking, and this is honored, as I said, in the name of Van der Waals forces is the collective name given to forces between the molecules, which includes London dispersion forces, dipole interaction, dipole induced. So when I will talk about this, student, I will be talking about, I will understand how physical properties of covalent molecular substances. But I told you, student, the physical properties, student. What are the physical properties? For example, the melting points, boiling points, solubilities, solubilities. When we discuss melting point, solubility is density, ठीक है? Physical property, student. In physical property, identity of the substance will not be changed, student. For example, a substance is going from the solid to liquid, liquid to gas, student. The identity of the substance is not changing. So in order to understand, student, the physical properties of the covalent molecules, student, we will need to study intermolecular forces of attraction. What we will study? Intermolecular forces of attraction, which are nothing but Van der Waals forces. So if the inter-attractive forces are strong, students, the particles will be coming closer, closer, and closer. So they will become solid. Melting point will also depend on how strong are the intermolecular forces of attraction. And what we said in to honor the van der Waal, I just told you, we are talking of student van der Waals attractive forces. Now I'm using the word attractive, not repulsive. And here in this, we are going to study student, the weakest are London dispersion forces, students, which
Okay.
will exist between non-polar molecules, non-polar molecules and monoatomic gas like noble gases. What are the noble gases? You know, helium, neon, argon, like that. So there is no charge on them, student. There is no separation of charges in them. There is no dipole moment. These are non-polar. Non-polar means which do not have polar bonds, which do not have a dipole moment, student. We have studied the dipole moment. Yes or no? Tell me. Did you study the polar bond, dipole moment? Yes or no? Fast. In chemical bonding, did I teach you polar bonds, dipole moment? So non-polar molecules will be those in which the two atoms are same, in which the atoms are same, student. We have seen it. For example, HH, you have seen II, Cl. These are
Hmm.
non-polar molecules. Just like I told you, this helium, argon, all these are non-polar. There is no charge. So how they are attracted? They are being attracted by a weak force, which we call as London dispersion force. How it arises, we'll show you. So one thing we will discuss this. Second type of London dispersion force I'm talking with, which will exist between polar molecules. If a molecule is a polar, student, then what it has? It has a dipole. Polar molecules like HCl. HCl, what you have? This is partial negative. This is partial positive. You show it like this. This is a polar covalent bond. These are the covalent bond found between two different atoms, student. So these molecules will be attracting opposite dipole interactions will be there, student. In this case, what will happen? There will be dipole interactions. These are also van der Waal forces, student, but this will be stronger than the first one because there is a positive negative separation of charges. Is it clear? Any doubt?
Hmm.
The third type, student, will be dipole induced dipole. What do you mean by dipole induced dipole, student? Dipole induced dipole will exist, student, if you have a polar molecule and a non-polar molecule. ठीक है? Dipole induced dipole interaction, permanent dipole and induced dipole. So if you have a permanent dipole and induced dipole. Induced means this is polar molecule, this is non-polar molecule, student. So there will be dipole induced dipole forces also, which will be a part of this when we will study them. And fourth one, which is more stronger than all of this, will be where there will be, student, hydrogen bond. This is the most important, hydrogen bond. You are aware of that. Wherever there is a hydrogen bond, student, how much properties change. For example, in H2O, student, you know H2O is a liquid. H2S is gas, student. Why? What is the reason? We'll show you. There is a intermolecular forces of attraction, student, van der Waal forces. They are all examples of the van der Waal forces. In this strong intermolecular hydrogen bonding takes place, student. In this hydrogen bonding doesn't take place. It becomes gas. It becomes the liquid, student. And you
Yes,
see
sir.
how important is water in our everyday life, student. There will be no life without water. Or if water is not a liquid, again, there will be no life, student. Are you aware of it? Is it, do you understand? You noted down everything, students?
I'm writing
Noted
down, sir.
down?
Wait, I'm writing.
Okay. So you are trying to see that what are our learning objectives. Here, student, we want to understand the physical properties of covalent substances, covalent molecules, covalent compounds through their inter-attractive forces, intermolecular attractive forces or van der Waals forces, and we can predict the relative boiling points of the substances by using this. What you will predict? Relative. We can predict the state. We can predict the state, student. What we can use this to predict? Predict states. We will predict the states. Okay? States of the substances, and also we will be able to predict what I said, their melting points, boiling points, etc. Density. All this will lie in this intermolecular attractive forces. So there are various type of intermolecular. The main type between non-polar molecules, London dispersion, they are much weaker than the covalent bonds. These forces, covalent bond is a strong bond, student. You have seen a lot of energy is required to break this bond. This is a very strong interaction they when the atoms share the electrons, students, they are strongly bonded. They are strongly bonded. You know about it. But what will happen, students? These inter attractive forces which I am talking of, van der Waals, they are very weak as compared to covalent forces. Is it clear? Is it clear, student? Yes, or
sir.
no? Can I proceed further?
Yes, sir, you can.
Okay, I thank you very much, guys. You are with me. You are with me, guys. It is very, very important what we are talking about. So, student, first you will see that intramolecular forces are within a molecule. There are two types of forces. One, I say intermolecular. Intermolecular. Inter-school competition. One school is competing with other. Here, inter means that the force is within the molecules, between the molecules, between the molecules. So you have one molecule, student, and then it is having force with another molecule. These type of forces are called intermolecular forces. Intermolecular forces. For example, just now I showed you, student, for in the case of water, you are saying in the case of the water, if this is negative, this is positive, this is positive, and then you are saying there is another water molecule, HOH, negative, positive, positive. So here, student, these forces are existing between one water molecule and other, like this continues, like this continues. Okay? So these are intermolecular forces of attraction. These are intermolecular forces of attraction. Clear? One molecule, other, and so many. There will be so many molecules. And intramolecular means what, student? Intramolecular means within the molecule. Intramolecular forces of attraction, student. These are the forces of attraction. Forces of attraction. ठीक है? Within the molecule. Within the molecule. Intra-school competition means within the school competition. Intra-school competition, within the school, children are competing. For example, if I consider, student, this compound, here what is happening, student? This is negative, this is positive, this is negative, this is negative, student, here. And what is the result of this? If this is negative, this there is a force of attraction here. This is within the molecule. You can see this is within the molecule. This force is within the molecule. This is intramolecular. Intramolecular, student. Let me change the color to show it. This is within the molecule. This is within the molecule. Can you see that? Within the molecule. What will we call intramolecular? intramolecular attractive force, student. And students, if you have if you have something like this, students, and if you have another molecule, ठीक है? In this case, what happens? This is positive, this is negative, this is negative, student. Then what type of force is this? Here you can see this is the force of attraction, student. This one, this is inter. Is it okay? Do you understand intermolecular attractive force? Can you see it? Tell me.
Yes, sir.
These are between intermolecules. This is within one molecule, within the same molecule, within the same molecule, within a molecule. Within a molecule, student. And this is between the molecules. Between molecules. Got the difference?
Yes, sir.
So this will change the properties, students. This is a steam volatile. It is not steam volatile. This has a lower boiling point. This has a higher boiling point. This is orthonitrophenol. This is paranitrophenol, student. This orthonitrophenol, student. Orthonitrophenol is a steam volatile. Has a lower boiling point, students. Okay. It can be easily separated. The two can be easily separated by the frictional distillation, because it is by steam distillation, because it is steam volatile. It has a lower boiling point. This has a higher boiling point. So the change in the attractive forces, van der Waals attractive forces, will change the boiling point, students. What I said, there will be change in the boiling points of the compounds, of the substances. Here we are showing, this is, see within this Br2, how Br2 is formed, student. You have seen there is a covalent bond. This is a covalent bond. Covalent bond. And you know Br2 is a liquid. Br2, bromine, is a non-metal which is a liquid, student. You know about it? Bromine exists in liquid form. Why? Now you can see here we have shown this is one Br, this other Br. So there are inter-attractive forces between these molecules, student, of Br2. Inter-attractive forces, which we said attractive van der Waals forces. Here you can see, student, this is a non-polar molecule, non-polar molecule. So what happens, students, when the two molecules come closer to each other, there is a instantaneous dipole which is produced. What is that? There is a generation of instantaneous dipole. I am saying instantaneous dipole is produced, a temporary dipole. There is a temporary dipole, student, which is produced between the two molecules when they come closer to each other. Okay? And the symmetry of these electrons is destroyed, student, and one end becomes, student, negative, the other end becomes positive. So instantaneous dipoles are developed. These are temporary dipoles movement. Temporary dipoles are induced. In this case, what happens, student? Temporary dipoles, are induced when they come closer to each other, are induced between the molecules. The molecule did not had a dipole, otherwise Br is not having any dipole because the two atoms are same. But when they come closer, student, what is the result of that? When they come closer, so what happens when they come closer, student, with another Br? What happens? Then one of the end is becoming, student, there is a dipole which is induced, student. If this becomes negative and this becomes positive, and then this becomes positive, this becomes negative. So
Yes, sir.
instantaneous dipole is induced, student. This is a very weak force which we call as London dispersion force. London dispersion force, student. These are the weak van der Waals forces. They are called London dispersion forces. This force of attraction is temporary, student. This force of attraction is temporary, and this is called the dispersion force. And they are always attractive forces. These forces are always attractive. That is why, if there is no attractive force, how it can become liquid? Tell me. And bromine should be gas, but it is not gas, student. That shows there is a inter-attractive force which we are talking of, London dispersion forces, student. And the magnitude of such forces depends on the polarizability of the particles. Here are examples of London forces. They are temporary, instantaneous, dipole induced dipole interactions. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Noted?
No, sir, writing.
Write down everything. Write down everything. So London dispersion force is London dispersion forces, student. London dispersion forces. They are very weak, and they are instantaneous dipole induced dipole forces, student. And they will exist between such gases, neon, argon. They are monatomic. The noble gases, or they will exist for non-polar molecules. Non-polar molecules like carbon dioxide, methane, student. Non-polar molecules. Carbon dioxide. We have shown you the equal and opposite dipoles cancelled. Net dipole moment 0. Okay. And here we have shown, student, argon. What is argon, student? This argon is a monatomic. Argon is monatomic. There is no charge on it. It is not even a molecule. So here, when the two argon will come closer, student, they will induce a dipole. Instantaneous dipole will be induced by one on the other. One part you can see is becoming negative, other is becoming positive, and there will be some attractive force which we call as London force. What we call as London dispersion force. This is called London dispersion force, student. London dispersion force. So this London dispersion force is nothing but van der Waals force, student. It is a very weak intermolecular attraction, very weak intermolecular attractive force. Again, in the case of I and I minus, I have shown this. This is not a polar molecule. This is a non-polar molecule. This is a non-polar molecule, student. You can take Cl and Cl. This is also a non-polar molecule, student. And here what will happen when the two molecules come closer, they will instantaneously temporary dipole will be induced, which will be act as an attractive force, a very weak attractive force, student. This interaction energy is inversely proportional to sixth power of distance. This interaction energy, student, is very weak and is inversely proportional to 1 by r power 6. R is the distance between two particles. R is the distance between two particles. Okay? R is the distance between the two particles, student. R is the distance between the particles. And these forces are important only at short distances. They operate, student, at short distances. When the particles come very close to each other, the short distances is around 500 picometer. You know what is a picometer? 10 minus 12 meter. Okay? Pico is 10 minus 10, 12 meter. You know about it. So when these particles are at a distance of 500 picometers, student, it's a very short
Okay, sir.
range for short distance. And the magnitude will depend on, student. Magnitude will depend, student, on the polarizability of the molecule. Polarizability of molecules. Chlorine is a gas, student, because the force is very weak, van der Waal. But you see that if I compare this, if I compare, student, fluorine is a gas, chlorine is a gas, bromine becomes a liquid, and iodine is a solid. Is it true? Tell me, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Why? What type of forces are there? They are non-polar molecules. Non-polar molecules, they all have weak London and dispersion forces. What is the forces in all? But what is happening with the increase in student, with the increase in atomic mass? What is happening? As the atomic mass is increasing, student, the weak van der Waal force, which is London dispersion force, is increasing. This is increasing. The polarizability is increasing. The polarizability is maximum here, so it becomes solid, student, and it is very weak force here. Polarizability is also small, and here polarizability is less, gas. But here polarizability is more than these two. It becomes a liquid, because also the atomic mass is increasing, and the result is, with increase in atomic mass, student, there is an increase in London dispersion force, and it is always attractive. So when attractive force will become stronger, what will happen? It will go from gas to liquid, liquid to gas. What is happening? Gas to liquid and liquid to solid. Can you see it? Tell me. So there is an increase in London dispersion forces in these cases. Clear, student? Here I have written, in general, London forces get stronger as the relative molecular mass increases. Does it prove it? So the molecular mass increases. So what is the reason? When a question was given? Question. Explain. F2 is gas, Cl2 is gas, but Br2 is liquid and I2 is a solid. What is the answer? With increase in molecular mass, what will happen? London forces will increase. Our answer. As you go, what is happening? There is an increase in molecular mass. Molecular mass
Yes, sir.
increases. Molecular mass increases. Students, what will happen? The London forces, okay? Van der Waals, London dispersion forces increases. Is it clear? Did we answer that? Tell me. Yes or no? Noted? Note
Yes, sir.
down, student, everything very, very important, student. Note down everything. You have noted?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we said that the van der Waal forces affects the boiling points. Important point, student. We can predict the boiling points of the substances. We can predict boiling points of substances. Okay? By on the basis of this is very important, student, that in organic chemistry also, van der Waals attractive force. Attractive forces. Okay? Here, boiling points versus relative molecular atomic mass is shown. Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. The boiling point is increasing. Tell me, boiling point increasing? Yes or no? The boiling point is increasing. Fluorine boiling point is less than, chlorine is less than, Br2 is less than I2, as is shown by the graph, student. The graph is between boiling point versus relative atomic mass. ठीक है? Is it clear? This relative atomic mass is increasing, and this boiling point is increasing. Tell me, can you see it? This is 0 degree Celsius, degree Celsius. They are negative degree Celsius. Can you see it? Can you see the graph?
Yes.
And similarly, student, in this, these are the noble gases. In all these, what type of forces are there? What are the attractive forces in this? London dispersion. ठीक है? Forces, van der Waals forces. They have London dispersion, van der Waals forces, students. And as with increase in relative increase in molecular mass or atomic mass, it increases. Similarly, we can show that the boiling points order, boiling point increasing order. We can arrange them in the order of increasing order. Helium boiling point is less. Neon, argon, krypton, and xenon. In fact, helium has the lowest boiling point, 4.2 Kelvin or something. If you can check in the book, this has a lowest boiling point. Student, helium. Helium gas has the lowest boiling point. 4 point. You can see how much is that? 4.2 K. I'm saying it's very low. Can you please check the value? I'm only saying that it has the lowest exact value. You can check. So lowest boiling point, helium. Why? What is happening as you go this side? I have just told you. Very simple rule. Generally, I said that van der Waals attractive forces. Van der Waals. What I said? Van der Waals attractive force. Which one here I am discussed? London dispersion. Directly proportional to relative, ठीक है, molecular or atomic mass. Is it okay? Noted?
Yes, sir.
All right. Further. As the length and so the molecular mass of hydrocarbon chain increases, so do the boiling points. Important. Same thing. Here, boiling points of alkanes. We have shown the boiling points of alkanes. Student, these are the relative molecular masses. So, if I have C4H10, okay, has a higher boiling point, then what? C4H10 will have a higher boiling point. Student, has a higher boiling point. C4H10 has a higher boiling point. This is my butane. Then C3H8 propane, and this has a higher boiling point than C2H6 methane, and this has a higher boiling point than CH4. This is my ethane. What is this? Ethane, and this is my methane. Is it clear? So why? Because what is happening, student? What we said, their relative molecular mass increases. Okay. Then van der Waals, London dispersion, London dispersion forces increases. Therefore, the boiling point increases. Is it clear? So here you can see there is an increase in boiling point as the relative molecular mass increasing. This is a graph of boiling point increasing. These are alkanes, and this is the relative molecular mass increasing. And you can see the curve. It is increasing. Is it increasing? Can you see the increasing order? Tell me.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good, very good. Effect of the polar molecules. I said when the molecule will be polar, which molecules will be polar, student, in which the two atoms are different. Covalent bond is formed by two different atoms. Then the molecule becomes polar. We are aware of it. Example, you know, HCl, HF, student, NH3. These are all examples of polar molecules, you know, H2O. So there is a polarity in this, student. There is a polarity in this. So those bonds which are polar, for example, CHCl3, these are all examples of the polar molecules. These are polar molecules. When we studied the polarity, we gave you examples of the polar molecule. Yes or no? So in this, what happens? There is a partial negative charge, there's a partial positive charge. They have a dipole moment. These molecules have dipole moment. So in these molecules, you have a dipole interactions. So these dipole interactions are then stronger than these dipole dipole interactions are stronger than, they are also weak weak van der Waals forces, students, but stronger than London dispersion forces. Is it clear? Because in London dispersion forces, there is no polarity of the bond, there is no charge separation. The strength of the dipole forces depends on the polarity of the molecule. Third point, strength of dipole dipole force will depend on what? Will depend on the polarity of the molecule. More polar the molecule, more will be the strength of the dipole polarity of molecule. Noted? Did you note it, students? Here we have shown HCl. See the HCl positive, negative, HCl positive, negative. These are what type of interaction, student? Dipole dipole interaction. These are all examples of positive, negative attracting each other. So dipole interaction. Can you see? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Similarly, in CHCl3, you have a positive and negative. Carbon and hydrogen electronegativity is almost same, 2.5 and 2.1, student, but Cl and this, electron 3.5 and 2.1. So there's a large difference in the electronegativity of C and Cl. So here you can see Cl and carbon. This is positive, student. You can see this positive and negative. What type of interaction? These are dipole interactions. And these are also weak van der Waals forces, but they are little stronger than, the London dispersion forces. And in this, already the London dispersion forces are also existing. So there is a London dispersion force plus a dipole interaction, because here in these molecules, both the forces will exist, student. This energy is inversely proportional to the distance between the polar molecules, ठीक है? This is inversely proportional to distance between the polar molecules, and dipole interaction energy between stationary polar molecule is proportional to dipole dipole interaction, ठीक है? Is inversely proportional to 1 by r the cube, that was 1 by r6 between the stationary polar molecules. Stationary polar molecules, I am stationary polar molecules, 1 by r cube. And rotating polar molecules, and for a rotating, which are rotating, student, rotating polar molecules, the energy, dipole interaction energy I'm talking, is inversely proportional to 1 by r6, as we have shown here. So they are always operate, student, ठीक है? They always operate where? They always operate, student, at a short, very short distances, which we have already shown. 500 picometer is a very short distance. So in this case, you have two things. You have polar molecules. For polar molecules, student, what I'm saying, for polar molecules, you have dipole dipole interactions, and also you have London dispersion forces. Both are there. So they will add up, student, they will add up. The result is cumulative effect. They will add up. Okay. Here is how the properties change, student. If molecules with similar relating molecules are compared, polar molecules have higher melting and boiling points than non-polar molecule. Is it clear? Polar molecules you have seen.
Yes, sir.
What type of van der Waals forces? Van der Waals forces, London dispersion force plus dipole interaction. Therefore, student, their boiling and melting points, their melting and boiling points will be more than non-polar molecules. Is it clear? So the strength of the dipole force. For example, this is my propane, student, melting point 44 minus 42. This is ethanol. In the ethanol, what is the difference between in the case of the propane, which I have written here, there is only weak London dispersion force. ठीक है? Attractive force. But in the case of CH, you know what happens, student? This bond is polar, this bond is polar negative, and this becomes positive. So what is happening? What is happening, student? There is a separation of charges. This CO bond is polar. Carbon oxygen bond, this is negative, this is positive. Can you see it? Polar. So there is dipole interaction, and also this bond is non-polar. There is a London dispersion force. The result is, you can see this is melting point and boiling point. You can see how much difference in boiling point is there. This is minus 42, this is plus 21 degrees Celsius. You can see how much difference is there in the boiling point. So the boiling point of ethanol is higher than that of propane. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Much larger. See, this is, how much is this? Minus 42. And this is plus 21. See the difference?
Yes, sir.
And if I compare Br2 and Cl2, this is their molecular mass is same. Molecular mass is same. This molecular mass is almost same. They have same molecular mass. This is not the melting point, molecular mass. This is the same molecular mass. Molecular mass is same, but boiling points are different. Boiling points are different, student. Clear? Here the value of boiling point is given, and molecular mass, this is the molecular mass is same. And Br2 and Cl2 almost same molecular mass. Almost same molecular mass. But if I compare ICl, student, what happens? This is negative, this is positive. This bond is polar. This is a polar covalent bond. So the boiling point of this will be more than Br. This is non-polar. So you can see boiling point is how much? ICl 100. This has 100 degrees Celsius and this has 59 degrees Celsius. Clear? So we can explain the boiling point, students, by using this London dispersion force. More examples are coming, student. These are the compounds. They have almost these are the molecular masses, and these are the boiling points. And this is polar, this is polar, this is polar. Non-polar, Br2 non-polar, non-polar. ठीक है, but molecular mass is large. It is non-polar, but molecular mass large. Can you see large molecular mass?
Yes, sir.
So dipole-dipole interaction is not there, but molecular mass is large. And what is the boiling point? What is the value of the boiling point here? 59. Okay, let me put it here. Br2 non-polar boiling point. What is the boiling point? 59 degrees Celsius. Compare with CLF. It is polar, but molecular mass is much less. It is becoming minus 100 here. Minus 100. The molecular mass is less. Less molecular mass. See, molecular mass is 54.5. BRF, molecular mass is comparatively more than this and is polar. The boiling point 20 degree. So it is higher than this. And ClBr, this is polar, and molecular mass is 1. This has a boiling point of 5. So students, in general, the polarity of this is more than the polarity of this. This is, if you compare these two, this is more polar than this one, ठीक है? ClBr polarity difference is less, so the magnitude of polarity is more in this PRS. So here the boiling point is more. You can see how do we compare the boiling points. This is based on cumulative effects of the van der Waals forces which we are talking about. Up to now, what type of forces I have shown you, student? London dispersion and dipole. And here you see two examples. This is a cis form and this is a trans. In this, equal and opposite dipoles cancel. You can see this dipole, these dipoles are cancelling. Equal and opposite dipoles cancel. See that? Plus minus are cancelling. Here, they are not cancelling, student. They are not cancelling. It has a resultant dipole. So this is cis 1,2 dichloroethene, and this is trans 1,2 dichloroethene, student. So which will have a higher boiling point in this case? If I compare these two, this will have higher boiling and melting point than this one. Clear? Because this will have a definite dipole. This will have a dipole. Now the third important thing, which is the most important, student, that is the most important van der Waals force of attraction we want to tell you, that is hydrogen bonding. Hydrogen bonding is very important, student, and this is a special case. This is a special case. Is a special case, student, of dipole-dipole interaction. How, whenever a hydrogen bond is formed, student, this is a very, very strong type of force, student, between that. Whenever a hydrogen bond will form, this will be a stronger force. This will be a stronger. This is also a van der Waals force, but a stronger van der Waals force. Stronger van der Waals force. It is a stronger van der Waals force than which one? Then London dispersion and dipole interactions and dipole interactions. Okay, this will be the stronger force. Which one? Hydrogen bond. What I am talking is hydrogen bond, student. Now, what is the condition? What is the condition to form a hydrogen bond? What is the condition, student, to form hydrogen bond? Very important. That which molecules will form the hydrogen bond. Important point, student. The condition is that when hydrogen is attached to highly electronegative and small size atom, nitrogen, oxygen, and fluorine, these atoms are highly electronegative. Electronegative and small in size. And when hydrogen will be attached to nitrogen, oxygen, or fluorine, student, then what will happen? There will be large polar, the bonds will be highly polar, student, highly polar, and they can form hydrogen bond. They can form hydrogen bond. So this van der Waals force is stronger than this, and the energy of hydrogen bond, energy of hydrogen bond is more, student, than any of the ones which we have talked about. That is around 10 to 100 kilojoules per mole. So this energy is more than dipole or any of the weak van der Waals forces which we have shown. So they are powerful force in determining the structure and properties of many compounds. Hydrogen bond is very important, student, very important, and is very important in nucleic acid, in proteins, in DNA, RNA. Student, what we see, hydrogen bonds are there. Water, in water, hydrogen bond is there. That is why it becomes a liquid, student, and that is how the life is existing. They are powerful force in determining structure and properties of many compounds. I am saying powerful source in determining properties and structure of large compounds wherever this is possible. Here you can see hydrides, hydrides of group 16. These are hydrides of group 16 in the periodic table. You know what are group 16? Oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium, and polonium. These are the elements of group 16, student. You know about it. Water boiling point, you can see 100, H2S minus 60. This is a gas, student. These are gases, as you can see, minus 4, and water has a very high boiling point, very high boiling point, and is a liquid. Liquid, you can see, due to hydrogen bonding, due to intermolecular hydrogen bonding, student. Very, very important thing. Water is gas, H2S is water is liquid, H2S is a gas, water is liquid, H2S is gas due to intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Here you can see oxygen, hydrogen. This larger is oxygen, these are hydrogen. So there is a separation of charges, you already know. This is negative, this is positive, this is positive. Student, what is happening? What has happening? If this is H, this is O, this is HO, and you have, student, OH, okay? This is my O, this is my H, like this. Oxygen, this is our hydrogen. Okay, put it like this. So what is happening? Here you have positive, you have negative. What will happen here? This intermolecular hydrogen bonding. In this is intermolecular hydrogen bonding. You can see here we have shown one water molecule is surrounded by 4 water molecules. Interesting, 4. This is 1. This is 2. These are the. This is the hydrogen bonds. Intermolecular hydrogen bond in the water. This is very strong. So water becomes a liquid, student, due to strong intermolecular hydrogen bond. The water, this we have shown. Intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Can you see intermolecular hydrogen bonding in water, students? So H2O is liquid, has high boiling point. Is it clear? Here is a graph of boiling point versus the relative molecular mass. But you can see water, the relative molecular mass of water is small, but still water has the highest boiling point among these hydrides. These are the hydrides, okay, of group 16. Clear? Oxygen, sulfur, selenium. due to intermolecular hydrogen bonding. You can see this is a liquid, then gas. After the H2S, this increases because the relative molecular mass increases. Can you see the graph? And it can be explained. It can be explained. Clear? Okay. As I said, the condition for hydrogen bonding, I already told you condition to form student hydrogen bond is very important. And we have told you only the elements which are highly electronegative and small in size, like nitrogen, oxygen, and fluorine. When they form a bond with hydrogen, student, then it will form hydrogen bond. Hydrogen atom is attached to very electronegative atom, like which possesses at least one lone pair of electron. There is already, lone pair of electron. If I consider NH3 student, this is a lone pair of electron. In water, you know, there are lone pair of electron student also. Okay? And if you consider F and H, what is there? There are lone pairs of electrons also. Is it okay? They have highly electronegative element, and what he is saying, at least one lone pair of electrons. These are the conditions, students. And hydrogen bonding between molecules are examples, student. No hydrogen bonding here. These are the examples where hydrogen bonding exists. HF, H2O. These are examples. Hydrogen bonding between molecules, because there is a hydrogen atom directly attached to nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine. And here no hydrogen bonding, because they are larger in size, so they don't show. No hydrogen bonding between molecules is not joined to nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine. So these are the examples, student, of molecules which can form hydrogen bond, and those molecules which cannot form the hydrogen bond. Anyway, we already know about it. Something more interesting also we can show you, student, that one is called intermolecular hydrogen bonding. And you have seen this is my cis but 1,2-ene 1,4-dioic acid, malic acid, and this is what trans but 2-ene 1,4-dioic acid. Student, see how much difference is there in the melting point. 130 melting point of this is very high. So what is happening, student, in these? You can see in the case of the this molecule trans, there is a intramolecular hydrogen bonding. I said there are two types of hydrogen bonding: intermolecular hydrogen bonding. We have shown you hydrogen bond. This is when one molecule with another molecule. Okay? Hydrogen bond. We have shown you hydrogen bond with other molecules. And intramolecular means student, important, very important question will come on this. Intramolecular means that there is a hydrogen bond within the molecule, and this will change the properties. For example, here you have seen the hydrogen bond is formed within the molecule. C double bond CH, C double bond OH, C double bond OH within the molecule. And here there will be hydrogen bond intermolecular. So the melting point of this is lower, 130 degrees centigrade. The melting point of this is 280 degree. This, because in this case, student, what is happening? Intramolecular hydrogen bond. So this molecule is within itself. Whereas in this case, what will happen, student? Intermolecular hydrogen bonding. And that is why the melting point is very high here and the melting point is very low. Some more examples of this: orthonitrophenol. Student, on orthonitrophenol, you can see there is a hydrogen bond within the molecule. This is within the molecule, this hydrogen. You can see that this hydrogen bond is within the molecule, student. This is intramolecular hydrogen bond. is formed in orthonitrophenol and its boiling point is low. Then para-nitrophenol. Important question asked so many times, student. Similarly, salicylic Salicylic, what type of hydrogen bond is this example of intramolecular hydrogen bond? So this becomes stable, student, and this is formed in when we prepare salicylic by a reaction called Remer-Tiemann. This is a preferred product than para. This is a preferred product than para because of the formation of intramolecular hydrogen bonding when thus OH group is at ortho position to CHO. When CHO is at ortho position to salicylic, when CHO group is at ortho position to OH, then what happens? This I'm talking of this compound salicylic, then intramolecular hydrogen bonding is formed, and therefore this product ortho is preferred over para paracel para hydroxysalicylic in the Remer-Tiemann reaction, organic chemistry. So student, finally we conclude that melting and boiling points will be decided by intermolecular forces. So when you melt a compound or boil a compound, the intermolecular forces have to be broken. Then only the compound will melt or will boil, students. Okay? Covalent bonds are not broken whenever you are talking of melting point and boiling point, students. During this process, what happens, student? The intermolecular attractive forces are broken, student. Not the
Yes, sir.
covalent bonds, because covalent bond, then the molecule will dissociate. That means molecule is dissociating. So when you melt, you don't want to dissociate the molecules that at high temperature, then molecule will dissociate, not the covalent bonds. And stronger, therefore, the stronger the intermolecular attractive forces, the higher will be the melting points and boiling points. So these are decided by the van der Waals attractive forces, which we have discussed. So the weakest is London dispersion force, then permanent, and then strongest is hydrogen bond. This is the order. This is the order of van der Waals attractive forces, students. Attractive forces. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So you have seen in H2O, H2S, and H2SE and H2TE, they are hydrides of group 16. This water, due to strong hydrogen bonding, strong intermolecular hydrogen bond formation, has the highest boiling point, 100 degrees Celsius. Is it clear? So the other boiling point is highest because the strong hydrogen bond formation, students. Therefore, I hope in today's lecture it is very clear what we have tried to explain. What are the different types of intermolecular attractive forces or van der Waals forces, and how they will determine the physical properties of the substances, mainly boiling points, melting points, students. I hope you have understood everything clearly. Any doubt, student? Any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Good night. Then we will meet you in our next class, student. So I hope you have understood everything and you know the key takeaways. The key takeaway here is that the physical properties like boiling points, melting points, students, they are directly proportional to the inter attractive intermolecular attractive forces between the molecules, or which we are talking of van der Waals forces, and the strongest of all this is the hydrogen bond. Okay, good night. I will see you in the next class.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Good night.
All right.